know the truth of God. The Bible declares unto us that my people perish. Why? For the lack of knowledge. And so when you see all this foolishness going on in this world, and if you're not taught true holiness, yeah, and this is sound doctrine I'm teaching. This is true holiness. Yeah. You'll fall right in the trap of thinking that it's right for same-sex couples to adopt children and raise them in a family environment. Yeah, that's if you're not being taught, bro. Cool. Yeah. But God is a family man. Can somebody say God is a family man? God is about faith, family, and fulfillment. Yeah, that's God. And if we can adopt these three words, faith, family, and fulfillment, in our hearts and in our minds, there's nothing that can't be accomplished in our natural or spiritual man. I come to believe that the foundation for success in any capacity in life is having God as the head of all things. Yeah. Especially when it comes to the home. And we see it all the time. People want a successful marriage, but no God in it. Yeah. They call it holy matrimony. Yeah. And you ain't living holy, but you want the perfect marriage. Yeah. And so you can't have a successful marriage if God is not at the head of it. I don't care how you slice it. Yeah. And you can tolerate each other and deal with each other. But without God, there can be no true happiness. I don't care how you slice it. Ain't gonna get a lot of amen. And you ain't gonna get no happiness ever or after. Because only what you do for Christ will last. Life itself starts and ends with God. And God said, thou shalt have no other God before me, because I am a jealous God. Yeah, God get jealous. And so in order to have a good solid family tree, the root has to be grown on good, godly, biblical principles. Yeah. And so God has given man a great responsibility. The husband. And we got some husbands in here today. And then hopefully one day the Lord get the rest of y'all. They ain't got no wife. But you'll get a wife because you're not whole without a woman. Amen. God said it's not that good for man to be alone. Yeah. And Paul said he wished that all men would have given himself to God as he did, but Paul didn't live in the days in which we live. Yeah. And so a woman completes you. Yeah. And so the role of the husband in the house is to be the protector of the family. Amen. The one who covers his family with love. A husband's role is to be a man of integrity. Yeah, in his home. A man that leads by example. Yeah. I read in your hearing that when God had given Adam the task of naming everything, Adam didn't have a woman. And so God put Adam to sleep and took a rib out of his side. Yeah. And it wasn't a spare rib. But he took a rib which he needed. We don't got spare. Yeah. But when God gave Adam and Eve, he didn't give him a baby to raise. Amen. But he gave him a full-grown woman. And so as husband in the home, you can't try to raise your wife. Yeah, she's not your child.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah. And so you can't try to treat her like a child. And I know the Bible speaks of the woman being the weaker vessel, and sometimes they act like children. You just got to lay it on the line. Yeah. Sometimes. Yeah. But you can't treat her like a child. And not only that, you can't talk to her like she a child. Yeah. Colossians chapter 3 verse 19 says, husbands, love your wives and not be bitter against them.
Amen.
Yeah. Ephesians 5:25 says, husband, love your wife, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. And so that simply lets us know, Brother Simon, that we must be willing to lay down our lives for our wives. We must be willing to lay down our lives for our families. Yeah. And stop making us sleep by the door.
Teach us.
Yeah. They want the wife by the door. So if the burglar come in there, she the first one to get to it. Yeah. But you the protector. Yeah. Stop making her walk on the street side of the traffic.
Teach us, Pastor.
Yeah. Hey, you and your wife going for a stroll, you walk on the danger side. Yeah, you her covering.
That's right.
I wish the church was full in here. And men ought to love their wives as their own bodies. Yeah. Which means you don't beat your wife.
Come on now. Come on.
Yeah.
Preach it.
Yeah. You don't even act like you gonna raise your hand to your wife.
That's right.
Yeah. You don't even threaten your wife. Yeah. Treat your wife like she's a dog. God gave you a full-grown woman. And if it's one thing that I stand for, I believe that if any woman's being physically and mentally abused, amen, you got my vote to go and pull out. Amen. Yeah. No woman should suffer physical and mental abuse from her husband, especially those of the household of faith. Amen. Yeah. And if you got a scandal ain't got God in me putting his hand on him, hand locked up. Yeah. If the husband got himself something, he should make sure that first that his wife and kids have. Yeah. The man being the head should be the one that goes lacking when his family stands in need. Because what he needs to understand that when his family looks good, it makes him look good. Yeah, your family represents you. When that Colossians verse 29 says, for no man ever hated his own flesh. Well, nobody hate themselves, but nourish and cherishes it. Yeah, even as God and the Lord of the church. A husband has no business doing for others before he takes care of his home. Yeah. And the truth of the matter is, before you loan out a dime to help anybody out of your household. And guess what? Even your mom. Good God Almighty. Y'all men ain't gonna get me with this. I'm talking about family matters. Yeah. You got them loan money before wife don't know nothing about it. Yeah, that's wrong. Before you take a dime out of your paycheck out the bank account. Yeah. Even get to your mama who might be in need. You talk to your wife first out of respect. Yeah. Y'all gonna let that saying anything here. First Timothy chapter 5 verse 7 declares that if any man, and this is the book, and that's why no man didn't write this, because he wouldn't put this in here. He wrote this under the inspiration of God. 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 7 declares that if any man provide not for his own, and then we use the word especially for those of his own house, he has denied the faith. Yeah. And it's worse than an infidel. And an infidel means one who denies that God even exists. An unbeliever. And so you pretty much giving up salvation. Yeah. Or what it's saying is right straight at you, you can't be saved. Yeah, you ain't saved when you do that. When you don't take care of your own first. But you got money, everybody's getting your money, and your house going lacking. You ain't said nothing to your wife. Yeah. Yeah. And all y'all got 7 bank accounts that's married. Yeah. Something wrong with that picture. Yeah. Adam and Eve was one. Yeah. He had no 7 bank account, but everything went in one pot. Yeah, you holding back on your wife. They got another bank account somewhere. And somebody else get the money. Lord help us here. And the truth of the matter is, some men still let their mamas run their house. And that's out of order. The mother-in-law has no business knowing everything that goes on in your house. Lord help me, I'm talking about family now. I told y'all this one you don't want to keep is let everybody hear that you know. But your mother-in-law ain't got no business knowing everything that's going on in your house. Yeah. Verse 31 says, for this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave unto his wife, for they are one flesh. Yeah. And my mama never got in me and my wife's business. She always told I didn't put y'all together, and I'm not going to try to tear y'all apart. So for all y'all mama's boys, stop telling on your mama all your business. Amen. Help me in here. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Y'all are one flesh. And then another thing, never find another woman how good she looks. You can never tell your wife how good she looks. Come on. Y'all ain't gonna shout today. Yeah. You can always compliment somebody else on how they hair looking and how they nails looking. They can never compliment your own wife. Come on, man. Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah. Yeah. Never put your wife down in front of folks. And not only in front of folks, but around your own children. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 said, but let a husband render to his wife due benevolence, which means to comfort her and see to her well-being. Yeah. And whatever she looks like after she done had all your babies, you deal with it. Yeah, you knock her up, she done carried all the children, and got stretch marks all over, and then you got problems. Well, look at another brother and say, deal with it. Deal with it. Amen. All right, you teach him. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, and so you got to learn to deal with that. That's your wife. God gave her to you. You married her. Yeah. So she ain't like she was herself. She was saying to you, you ain't either. Yeah. But you got to learn to deal with it. Amen. Help me in this place. It's really ready to get heaven in here now. But as husband of the home, you shouldn't be dependent on your wife's money. And you ain't got no business being the head, saying you the head depending on your wife's money. She didn't marry you for her to take care of you. Yeah. She married you for you to take care of her. And that's why the Bible says she's a helpmeet. Yeah. And And she's supposed to help you in any area that you need help in. But you shouldn't be banking and depending on her money. Lord, help me in this.
Come on.
And we love to say that we the head. But being the head is more than just a title. But Brother Harold, it comes with great responsibility.
Amen.
And like my wife tell me, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. You want to be a baller, you got to pay the cost. Yeah. And so leadership is not just a title, but it's results. And so the husband has great responsibility in the home.
Amen.
And I didn't want the single ladies to be left out, so God gave me something for the single ladies. And I told y'all my thing that I can't stand to see young ladies pumping gas and got men in the car with them. And I see it all the time. I asked a young girl, I said, that man sitting in the car, music, bang, and he just rocking. And she out there in the cold just pumping that gas. That's wrong. And the word, you go pay and pump. And he's sitting in the car. Now, see, if he said, you go pay, and I'm going to pump. But ain't no way you should be getting out the car paying and pumping, and he gave you a dime. Everybody don't think like you.
Amen.
And so y'all single ladies, stop selling for those no good jokes. Ain't working nowhere. And all they want to do is play Madden and Xbox all day long. Yeah. Just a bum. Yeah, I'm serious. Because he's more than a hindrance than a help. Yeah.
Amen.
You got the car, you paid the car payment, but he drops you off at work. And you keeping the car. Can't even buy some a scooter. I'm just talking. And then want to call himself a ball selling dope. Yeah. But that stuff played out. Yeah. Hustling dope is played out. Yeah. That's foolishness. Yeah. And then he called himself a man and he's still living home with his mom. Yeah. Waiting on you to get your WIC checks and get your stamps. You might let me talk to somebody while you were meditating and getting somebody. I'm just preaching. Yeah. And you got them jokers laid up waiting for the week. Eating up all the baby cereal and everything. Bread and everybody. Yeah. And ain't contributing or doing his part, but getting all that good love. He can't even bring home the groceries. And you fighting on him. On Facebook talking about how you gonna whoop somebody with. Yeah. You ain't got nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Good God, I'm not in here. At least he can go do like the folks that deliver the tax dance on the car. Once a year, get him some type of check. But every two supposed to stand on their own bottom. Yeah. And it hurts me to see so many young ladies that are so sexually driven. Yeah, but you got to think more of yourself. And if he did it with you, it ought to be more than sex. You ought to be able to bring more to the table than that, because that's going to die. Come on now. Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
Amen.
That's going to die. And so you need to start demanding more out of that fellow. That's right. Especially if you got a daughter or a son. And this is another thing. You got a daughter and you got a son, but every time you turn around, you bringing different men around your children. Come on. Yeah. You can't Same night you meet him, get a couple margaritas in you, he in your bed.
Have mercy.
Your dog sees this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have mercy.
Yeah. And what kind of example is you setting for your daughter? And not just your daughter, but it teaches your son to grow up. And he treat women like that. Lord help me. Yeah. And so your son will pick up those type of spirits. But what you need to learn to do, ladies, just continue to be patient.
Yes, patience.
Yeah. Get saved and stay saved.
Yes. Yes.
And stop giving so much of yourself in these one night flings. And getting so